You made it to the Go Commando Show with Fred Galvin. On our new mission, we contend with the naked truths of health, leadership, and overcoming adversity. Now it's time to Go Commando. Good afternoon, Commandos. We're here with candidate Barry Bell, who's running for office in the 4th District of South Carolina this year as a Republican nomination. And I'm going to ask Barry, who I'd served in the Marine Corps with in the Marine Infantry, some quick questions for his viewers to understand a little bit about his character. And the first, Barry, tell us about the harmful effects of today's political correctness.
Political correctness basically shuts down debate and shuts down speech. And if you don't have debate, you're not able to discuss issues because one person on the aisle or the other is constantly demagoguing an issue. You can't serve the people. Political correctness just shuts down speech. It prevents debate. If you demagogue issues or you have certain phrases or words that you cannot use, then you can't even begin to have a conversation with, someone either of another party or within your own party. And that's something that needs to be considered, and you need to just kind of move on and get past that.
Yes, I agree. It's modern day cowardly slander and not allowing somebody to play on an equal playing field because you've already criticized them or labeled them for something that they don't truly warrant. Next question is, we as Americans give over $50 billion in foreign aid each year to countries. Often, many of these don't obviously have our best interest in mind, and many are supporting terrorist activities and in plans that attack our warriors. What are your thoughts on foreign aid?
My thoughts on foreign aid are that it should be reduced until it's eliminated over a very short period of time. Americans contribute to charities over $490 billion. I think it was last year, year before last. And if there's any countries that need our help and want to request those donations from Americans, I would support that. But it needs to end.
Many people right now are talking about gun violence. What is the greatest risk if we did remove all guns from American society?
The greatest risk from removing all guns from American society is you have a situation which you had in communist China and Russia, going back to Vietnam and Afghanistan, even Germany. When you confiscate the guns, tyranny's next. Because if the government doesn't fear the people, then the people fear the government.
Next question is, we have a lot of issues dividing and tearing the fabric of our nation apart by putting people in different categories and parties. How is the best way that we can move forward and heal as a nation?
Well, if we claim to be Christian, we need to turn to our Bibles and then turn to each other and reach out that way. You need to have conversation with other people of other races and get out of your ethnic silos when possible. And it's something basically you need to have some empathy and you need to have conversations. And don't approach everything with political correctness. It gets back to that. And don't assume you know where someone's coming from before you even speak to them.
What's the greatest threat that illegal immigration brings to Main Street America?
The greatest threat, I guess, are the crimes and murder rates that we see among illegals. Also, it's a huge burden on our financial system. As I spoke about earlier, the kind of net cost, national cost is roughly $116 billion I've read, and that's a huge amount of money that could be used for other purposes. But the crime is, I would say, the biggest one that needs to be taken care of.
As a member of Congress, it's Congress's decision to send and approve America to go to war. What's the best way to, protect America in view of our national security strategy?
To have a fully funded and trained military that's financed, that hasn't been overstretched out, fighting wars for 15 and 17 years on countless bases around the world. We don't make any friends when we do that. That's something that really needs to be considered. We are not an empire. I don't support us being an empire. We need to bring most of our troops home, and that'll go a long way.
What's the best way that you see where America can increase our gross domestic product and improve our jobs for the Main Street Americans?
On short order is to legalize capitalism in the free market. We have a mixed economy right now, and we need to be closer towards being an open and free market. And regarding the government waste, well, don't expect Congress to police themselves, but somebody needs to police Congress, and you need to look at everything in the budget for fraud, waste, and abuse. I know that's a small amount overall, but you have to start somewhere, and reducing foreign aid, those things can kind of help out with or make an impact to reducing government waste.
Thank you very much again, Candidate Barry Bell. It was an honor to serve with you in the Marine Infantry and to see you move on to get your bachelor's and your MBA, become a Army intelligence officer, to serve in combat in Afghanistan in a leadership role, and to move on in the corporate world, and now to fight for those constituents in the 4th District of South Carolina. I wish you the best of favor and Godspeed to you and your family in this campaign in front of you.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to be here to speak with your commandos, and thank you for your support, Fred. I appreciate it.